Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NeverOpenPod podcast, the podcast open to everyone, especially Mr. David Finley. My name is Luke. I'm your host of the NeverOpenPod podcast, and with me, as always, is Mr. Andy. Say hello, Mr. Guy.
Hello, Mr. Guy. Hello, Luke, and hello to the listeners. And I really like that kind of flutter you did on the harmonica there at the beginning. That's some advanced, some John Popper Blues Traveler shit. So good job. You're clearly a virtuoso. And I'd like to welcome the listeners to another episode of our show where we talk about New Japan, and it is tournament time. So you might get a 2-hour show and then the next day another hour and a half show. You don't know. That's just the way it works sometimes. So here we are.
It's definitely the way it works during tournament season. And we managed to space this out. We'd already watched, I think, the first night we're going to talk about, which is night 8. We're going to be talking about that and night 9. One night we loved, and the other night that had a bit of a cloud over it. It is what it is. But let's do some.
It was a stank cloud.
Yeah, it's a stank cloud for sure. And the Never Six Man's were nowhere to be found too. So, yes, professionalism first. There's ways people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. We're on the Tweety. I'm at Grumpy2EB. Mr. Guy is at Drucifer Tweets. Collectively, we are at NeverOpenPod. If you want to send us a written or voice email, you can do that too. NeverOpenPod at gmail.com. And also, we're on the YouTube. Look us up, Never Open Podcast. Hey, you can see me doing this intro right now. What you can't ever see happen is Mr. Guy staring at me every time I do it, and me just going, I can't look at him because I'll fuck this up. No, he's not even doing anything. He's even doing the I'm not doing anything face. Anyway, Never Open Podcast. That's where you can find us. Give us a watch, a listen, whatever. Also, we have a Teespring store, so if you've got any of that Sasha Banks money, kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where we can give you merch for money that'll make you look never as fuck. See the logo behind me, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Wear it.
It's a never go
on your body. Have us close to your heart. Buy a Never Open Podcast t-shirt, folks, and confuse your friends, annoy your family. It's the best way to do it. But Luke, this is straight up wrestling. We have 2 pieces of news that will be woven into the 2 shows we're going to talk about tonight. So we're going to get right into it, man. We are at the Komoika Park Gymnasium in Osaka. It's a small venue in Osaka. And Gino and Walker, Texas Stewart, are on the call. And listen, I don't know what it is about this night, but I was just... Maybe I was just in the mood to watch wrestling, but I was, man, there wasn't a detail that went by that I wasn't appreciating. You know what I mean? I was just had so much fun watching this show. And it starts off with a Young Lion match, the old time limit draw, 10-minute Young Lion. Morishima versus Kato. And like right at the beginning, Gino starts putting over how hard it is to be a Young Lion and how much it sucks. And I was like, that's a good point. And I was kind of like blown away. And that was really good. And then the match was really good. It might be their best singles match so far. If not, might be by far their best singles match so far. But they really sold the rope break spots. And when a Young Lion gets to this kind of like stage in their career, they usually are doing the cartoonish selling because they don't want to undersell, right? So they go,
that's right,
huge, right? So and they both have kind of like narrowed it down a little, like shaved off the edge a little, and so it was a lot more realistic than what normally they're doing at this stage. And I thought it was really cool, but I don't know. That's what the match was all about. Was them, getting fucking single leg brab or double brab, and then trying to get to the ropes. That's like the second half of the match was all that. Kato got a single leg. It was fuck your arm rope breaks and then a fuck your leg rope break. That's what it was. But he gets a single leg brab, all right. And then the other guy gets a single leg brab, but the bell rings right in the middle of it. The timing on the finish was fantastic. It was like, wow, they did it perfectly where you thought, oh my God, the guy's going to fucking win. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. The first time you thought somebody was going to win, the bell rung. I loved it.
I am also one of those New Japan Pro Wrestling fans where I see a 10-minute young lion match at the start of a show and I get really excited. Just being a regular watcher of New Japan since 2017, the gentlemen I have seen perform in such matches are all back now as, all these new stars that New Japan plan on pushing. Like, we saw Yota Tsuji have this match. We saw Yu Uemura, Shooter Umino. We saw all these guys, Ren Narita, have this match. And and now look at them. Now look where they are now on the card, what they're doing. It's fucking incredible. So this is what these two guys, Shoma Kato and Katsuya Murashima, are putting down right now. It's very young lions and basic, but this is the start. This is where they, oh my God, it's amazing, especially now that there's been a few years and we've definitely seen it, not just over time, like over the decades, but you and I were seeing it in real time now for quite a few young lions. And man, it's just fucking exciting to see a silly 10-minute draw match like this, isn't it?
But it's one of the
it's a staple, right?
Japan, that seeing a wrestler progress is basically the ultimate fan experience, especially when you get to see them go from nothing to something, right? And so it's just exciting when that happens, and this crowd is really appreciative. And Walker Texas Stewart fucking hits the post right after this. Like, it's like, I probably talked about it yesterday, but where you got the winner's music playing, right? Well, the draw music in this case. And, and he's like, and this match and the other thing is coming up right now. And it's fucking right at the end when the music stops, boom, they go right into the next match. It's like the timing was excellent on the show in general.
So he's getting over a lot of the nerves, and now he's crushing it, but he's getting doing all the little things and all the big things, and yeah,
he's getting himself over with me. I just don't like the goofy voice.
Well, too bad, because
it's here
anyway. So I'm kind of excited for the next match, but then I just know they're not going to give us what we want. I feel like Batista right now. Like, give me what I want.
Yeah.
And this match is Callum Newman versus Mikey Nichols. And even Ian on the chat was saying, fucking like, man, it's crazy how fast this dude's progressing, and he's only 21. Yeah. And now we're sick of seeing him fucking lose every match. Come on. Just a win. Over boot. Just let him pin fucking Jado.
Becoming more and more believable, though, right? That he would win a singles match. Yeah. I thought he could have won this one, but
he was brought in to lose, and he's doing it, but he's learning too. So yes. Anyway, I want to see Callum get a win here. We're ready. There's a great surprise suplex by Callum, then like this leg sweep and a double stomp to the back. I was really enjoying that, and I was really enjoying his offense. And I think, look, I like Mikey Nichols, but I think he's a tag dude. I don't know. Like, I maybe he is injured. I keep bringing it up, but I'd rather see Haste in these positions. To be sure. No offense to Mr. Mikey. I'm sure you're a great dude and all that kind of stuff. But it's, yeah. So I don't really want to see Mikey win, but he catches Callum. Mikey bomb. Boom. It's a short little match. It does tease us what we want, and Mikey does call Callum a little shit, which is funny because I think Callum's taller than him. But I don't know. I'm kind of ready, and I thought Callum was more over than Mikey Nichols anyway. So like,
yeah, well, that's how you want this match to go, right? Yeah. And I thought it was awesome. I thought like Mikey Nichols does like a front face bump, just taking some random move, and it's like the best face bump that you can take.
He's a great bumper.
It's amazing. Yeah. And it's like,
I like
it was Callum Newman just tripped him, and he like hit his face on the mat like at 100 miles an hour. And I was like, God damn, that's awesome. And I like the finish, how like finally Newman's going to get a comeback. Here he goes. And he's like, oh, I'm going to do the Oscutter, cheer for me. Mikey just fucking gets right behind him, hits him with an all Japan style lariat.
Yeah.
The lariats were pretty awesome. I really like that too. I was like, oh my God, is that what this night's going to be like? Let's find out. Next, it's just 4 guys versus Hanma, Makabe, Desperado, Bolton Oleg. So we have a GB Edge reunion here. I'm sure Hanma's very happy about it. So, but so Gino and Stewart, Walker, Texas Stewart, start this match out just brothering around about how awesome Doki and the Doki Choki is. And Gino's like, yeah, I should tag with him. The crowd starts a Doki chant because Gino's helping, which is fantastic. And we get like a hilarious, jokey joke spot where like we have, Doki tags in. And I guess it's Bolton Oleg that is in there waiting for him, but he's not facing him. So he runs into the guy, feels his face. Oh no. And he milks it forever. It's so awesome. So then he's like, well, I'm going to fuck you up. And he starts hitting chops on Bolton Oleg, who no-sells all of them. And Doki just goes from chop, chop, chop to like pat, pat, pat. Okay. Please stomps on his foot. It was great. So, but of course, Bolton Oleg gets a hold of Doki and gut wrenches him. And I hate Bolton Oleg. I think he's a piece of shit. So I was pretty upset about that. So
I like that Doki kind of ragdolls in his arms too while he's taking the gut wrenches. It's like
he was doing it up, man. He was probably yelling, going, "Oh, oh!" That's what he sounds like.
This doesn't happen to RoboCop.
Oh, we get Desperado and Doki wrestling a little, and then Yuya wrestles Desperado, and it's fucking fantastic. Sonata puts Desperado in the Paradise Lock, and then Makabe wrestles Taichi, and they have a lariat battle, and Taichi wins that battle with a kick. This is pretty funny. It's like lariats, kick it, and Makabe's like, "Oh no, that's not fair." Funny. So Yuya beats up Hanma, and I'm upset with him. But so Hanma's team, they help him hit a Kokeshi for revenge for getting beat up. Deadbolt suplex on Hanma, and it is terrifying. It's like Hanma almost didn't get all the way over and hits like almost head first on the ass, and it looks scary as fuck. Yuya wins. Taichi takes his pants off to the beat of the Just 5 Guys theme song. But check this out. Doki does a flip now also, and Sonata did a flip, and Yuya just stood there laughing like I guess I got to do a flip next time. So they've added on to the goofy shit they do on the beat to the Just 5 Guys theme song, and I like it.
Well, Taichi's got it easy. All he has to do is tear his pants off. The other guys got to do fucking backflips and shit.
He's just got to keep his pants on. You know what I mean? Because you can't tear them off. We've seen him. Remember the one time he tried to put them on?
And they tried to put them on.
So great.
That was fucking funny. They didn't really succeed, but I knew what they were going for, and it had me laughing anyway. Oh my goodness. All right. So, I guess I got this match. It is. Actually, I like this match too. So it's Ryusuke Taguchi. It's Toriano. It's the Fisherman. Yeah, that's Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. Oh, and Tomohiro Ishii. Hey. And they are tag teaming against Taiji Ishimori, Chase Owens, Kenta, Gabriel Kidd, and David Finlay. So you see what here we get, and he gets what he wants here. He's not going to get it the next night, unfortunately, but he gets it here, and that's Goto being beaten up for a nice spot at the start of this match. So I know that's a spot that will get your motor running, Mr. Handy. Like there's chaos drums on Kenta though. Ew. Gabriel Kidd and Ishii. Man, give me that match, please. I want it. Kidd just fucking almost knocks the shit out of fucking Ishii at one point. Taguchi, he's going to make Ishimori do all the running, isn't he? Of course he is. So he makes him run. And there's a spot, though, when they're doing this running thing where Ishimori looks like he misses a drop kick, but I'm not sure if it was intentional or the spot was a little slow. Anyway, it doesn't matter a single iota because Ishimori doesn't think, wow, I better do that again. Yeah, I'm getting this shit. No, he acts like he missed it, and he's kind of clutching his butt because he landed on it. And then Taguchi just takes control, move on. Who cares? I noticed little shit like that, and probably most people were just like, what are you talking about? No. Doesn't matter. You might notice things like that too. But yes, package. Well, we got to do notes on this shit, man. So yeah, package. Yeah, definitely have to.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be good notes, especially since there's a package pile driver on Tagichi. Wow, that Tagichi. Always getting package pile driver. This is fun, but it's a chase victory. And it's Taguchi jobbing out again. Oh, I'm getting ready for the best of the Super Juniors. How? By losing? Oh, okay. Anyway, Finley's walking up the back after the match and all that, and he looks at the camera. He's got a shirt on. It says Goat Slayer. He's like, I'm also the Goto Slayer, and I'm laughing. I'm like, that's a pretty good line.
Good.
And yeah.
But that's not what happens. We'll learn more about his condition in the next show. But this, like, okay, so at the beginning of this match, there was a really cool moment where, like, Finley and Goto are wrestling. And Gabe Kidd is like, I want to learn how to wrestle Goto. And he's like, it's like a batter in the on deck circle. He's like on the floor watching, kind of timing Goto up, like this. And I was like, that's something that probably, I've seen wrestlers do before the show. You know what I mean? I don't know if I've seen him do that during the show, but I kind of like it. That was cool.
Is this Gabriel Kidd doing that?
Yeah. Just kind of watching what's going on, trying.
He's interested. He's studying. He's
right.
fully engaged with what he's doing. That's pretty cool.
He wants to learn how to beat the shit out of Goto even more, So, and plus his leaders out there. So I don't know. I thought it was cool. It's like it's that thing too where you have a manager and the manager just looks at the wrestler they manage like with stars in their eyes, like they're the god, It's like that.
Suddenly appear.
Gets them over, So
yeah.
Anyway, next, Luke, we have Tongaloa, Hikuleo, Yo, Shota Umino, and Jado versus Hot. And the baby faces are ready for the pre-bell attack, so they like kind of handle it. And Tongaloa beats up Evil. I don't like that. But the good guys are winning until Hot cheat. I couldn't believe it. And then it's fuck your arm to Goto for some reason. Just like, I hate your arm. And so they just kill his arm forever. That was fun. House of Torture to the dick chop to Yo. Good times.
Dick, come back.
Yoshihashi gets the win, though. Sad face emoji. He pins Dick Togo with the O'Connor roll. Oh, no, it's Yo that gets the win. I'm sorry. I forgot. My abbreviation for Yoshihashi is Yo YH. But if I don't put the O in there and I mean Yo, I'm in trouble. So just got to let people know about that. But he pins Dick Togo with the O'Connor roll. Kanemaru steals the belt from Yo. And we learn later that they have challenged each other for a match because they don't like each other. And why would they do this,
Luke? Because they're maybe not 100% sure yet if show's good to go. That was my theory. It's like they would only pull this kind of like mini feud shit if they were like, might want to run another X-ray on this motherfucker, see if he's good to go. So I don't mind. Make sure show's good. I love him. He's like, for me, House of Torture is the leaders are Evil and Show. Like you've got the heavy guy and the junior guy, and they feel like kind of almost like Evil's the leader, but they kind of almost feel like co-leaders. Like everyone's kind of agreed. You're the junior champ guy. You're the heavy guy. I don't know. I miss Show.
I'd say I agree with that right now. It hasn't always been that way,
No.
But yeah,
absolutely. So next we have Bushi. Shut up. Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito versus Catch 2-2 and Great Khan on the Cobb.
What a fucking team! Catch 2-2 and Go-Khan on the Cobb?
They need a fucking 8-man Never Stank belts, I think.
Yeah!
So just to give to these 4 motherfuckers, that would be dynamic as hell.
No more belts.
All right.
Let's do the Freebird rule with the stank belts. You got 4 people that are champions. There it is. Boom. Problem solved.
Why not? Or you could just have TJP be their manager and have it be Akira, Great Khan, and Mr. Khan.
No, but that would require TJP to talk. We want him to wrestle, not talk.
Fuck. Gideon, get your ass to Japan. Like, come on, man.
I know, right? He can talk.
He's got to fucking do his money machinations or whatever the fuck he does in storyline to get like a new leader for his boys. Like, what's going on here? This match, I'm gonna spoil for you, is really good. Dude, my favorite shit, and this is going to be predictable as hell, is Shingo and Jeff Cobb just fucking each other up like always. He's just Jeff Cobb is at one point just going, Scar, Scar, Scar. Nothing fucks Shingo off more than someone else appreciating Scar more than he does. So he just pops up and gives Cobb an exploder like that, just like.
Cobb looks
he
looks so happy to do it too. Like, I know I'm pissing you off. Like, he had that shit-eating grin while he was saying it. It was tremendous, man.
And it's pretty good if you can rile up a member of LIJ. It's like you're doing something right, because they're usually the ones doing all the riling up. And you think to yourself, all right, Empire has to lose on this, right? Oh no, Bushi's here. Yeah. Obviously Bushi wants to go back to the islands. So he does. He takes Tour of the Islands number 4,962,000 whatever.
Yeah, we used to count those, didn't we? I don't know. That was a long time ago. But the setup for the Tour of the Islands was a sunset flip, and then he pulled Bushi up by the head, boom, right into the thing. It was great.
It was really fucking awesome. Yeah.
This is also the match where Walker Texas Stewart's chair breaks or something, and they are just rendered speechless for like 3 minutes, where they're laughing so hard that they can't even talk, and it's like so fun. So good for those guys.
Yep. I've been a big dude who's broken a chair with his ass, and it's both funny and a little embarrassing if there's a lot of people around. Mr. Walker did it on a live broadcast, and you know what? He wore it. He was a good sport. I don't know. Made me like him a little more.
We didn't see it, Nobody saw it. So, oh man.
If you could have seen it, you would have come out with a little video and maybe sent it to Gino or
Probably.
something.
Yeah. There was a Japanese fan that sent a picture of him kind of struggling with his chair and said, "I hope your butt's okay." And Walker responded to that. That was pretty good. So anyway, so here we go. We got second round matchups for the New Japan Cup. It's ELP versus Tsuji. Now, okay, this is an interesting match because it's like at first we kind of got this thing where like ELP is being real smooth. Like at one point he hits a DDT to the floor, and it's like so smooth it doesn't look like it hurts at all. But that is not what the style of this match ends up being. It ends up being, as you would call it, rough as guts at times. And it's like the moves, they don't necessarily look super timed perfect every single time, but it adds to it because they look like they hurt more that way. You know what I mean? So,
hell yeah.
Because these two are smooth as silk, and you have the danger there of that. But that's one cool thing. Yuya isn't falling into that category either, even though that's his gimmick, kind of. So it's interesting how Japanese wrestlers can be smooth, but also look like they're killing people. So,
it's like that story you told me about. What does it feel like to be in a submission hold with Okada? And didn't that person say like a cloud?
Yeah, it's like wrestling a cloud. And you know who that was? That person that told me that was actually my buddy Lord Crew, who has been booked. I could talk about it now. He's been booked in the fucking Champions Carnival at All Japan. Incredible. Like, I'm blown away. I'm going to be watching that and talking about it on here probably a little bit. And maybe we'll see if we can. I mean, I'm sure he'd come on. I can't imagine he would say no. But it'd be fun to talk to him about the experience in Japan. Man, what a cool dude. Like, he's like universally loved in wrestling, like amazing guy that everybody is like, oh, that guy, he's awesome. So I can't wait to see how he does, because he's always been on the indies, and he's been on AEW, and he's been on a couple of those other WWE, I think once or twice. He wrestled Andrade once on AEW Dark, and it was tremendous. Just jobber spots though, but this is like a thing where he can go. He's always like excelled at the Japanese style. So anyway, I'm fired up for him. But
fucking hell, that's amazing.
All right, back to this match. ELP versus Tsuji. Ref Marty Asami is out here to make sure this goes off without a hitch, and he does a great job. So I just gotta say. So they get this like standard wrestling stuff to start, like WWE match, headlock takeovers and escapes, and then they run the ropes, and it's just like all great, except for a Rana attempt by Tsuji where it just You know how like that never goes wrong? It just went wrong. And he barely, escaped blasting his head on the mat. But that's okay. ELP challenges him to strikes. He didn't try to get it again. In fact, he did get it again, but much later in the match. So
see, that's fine. That's a callback by that time. It's not a redo. It's like it's fine. It's part of like storytelling that. But I'm gonna do this shit again.
This is an interesting match too because ELP's the veteran heavyweight, right? And he's never the veteran heavyweight. So
No.
he's plays that role in the match. Like he's the one challenging the kid to the strikes and being like, come on, like that kind of thing, which is pretty neat. So I really like that. ELP catches Tsuji's hand and holds onto it for some quadruple springboard lucha rana shit. He's like, all right, enough of that heavyweight stuff. I'm going to flippy flop all over. So there's a lariat to the outside, and ELP tries to dive, but gets knocked out of the air by Tsuji. We get a rope break spot after some brief heat on ELP. Tsuji's working over the midsection and lower back. That's like his plan here. Maybe it's more back than midsection, but he starts in the mid. But ELP gets a burst of offense and hits a very smooth DDT to the floor. That one I was talking about, and I was like, ELP, I want it to look like it hurts, damn it. Risk.
Kill this man.
Risk more. So, oh man. But ELP gets his lion salt and shit.
More.
And TJP cuts him off with a stomp in the corner. Or excuse me, Tsuji does. Tsuji lands on his feet when ELP tries his cutthroat driver thing. So Tsuji wants to do something on the apron. All right. This is fucking insane. So we get that. I'm going to hit you with something on the apron. ELP's like, no, I'm going to hit you with the CR2 to the floor. And so, no. Then Tsuji dives off on the apron, dives off the apron, trying to hit that curb stomp to the floor, right? But ELP dodges that, misses a moonsault off of the corner. So Tsuji goes for a curb stomp off of the apron again and lands it this time on the floor for an awesome countout spot. It's really complicated.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm glad you got this one. There's a lot going on. It
was cool.
It's amazing, yeah.
So ELP barely breaks the count. He's got nothing now, right? He's got nothing at all. And Marty is very concerned. He is like asking him, ELP, are you okay? And I was shocked. I thought he only cared about Tai Chi, really. But that's me. But anyway, so there's a huge chop, all right, and ELP just kind of falls over. He eats a stinger splash while doing like the kind of slightly drunk sell, but it's mostly exhausted kind of thing. It's kind of nuanced, It's pretty good. Tsuji hits a top rope Spanish fly for 2, then a desperation sudden death from ELP, and then he gets that for 2. They do a fish out of water spot, but Tsuji picks him up for the orange crush for 2. The crowd is getting fired the fuck up at this point, and so am I. Gene Blast, but ELP catches Tsuji. It's not perfect, right? But it works. It's fine. He catches Tsuji and hits a CR2 for 2, and not in one herky-jerky motion. Let's just call it that. You know what I mean? So it wasn't one smooth motion. It was one kind of herky-jerky motion. But the crowd was all for Tsuji at this point. Did you know that he's Naito's friend?
Yeah, of course.
It's like you're sitting in the crowd and somebody, what do you're not cheering for Tsuji? He's Naito's friend. What the fuck? So,
yeah, what's your fucking problem? What are you even doing here?
So they boo Ye spot. They do that as they fight to their feet, and we get the big time heavyweight reversals that you get late in the match like this. Huge knee from Tsuji and a curb stomp, and it's double springboard curb stomp. And Tsuji wins. I guess that's his new finisher. And it says right here, rough as guts, as Luke would say.
Yeah. He wasn't able to kind of hit El Fantasma with that Gene Blast. He had El Fantasma had it scouted. So, all right, I guess we're going to bust something else out. I fucked his head up. Let's do it. How many different... All right. Curb stomp to the floor. Curb stomp from the front of the face, the back, the side, from the top rope, from the middle rope.
He's got 10 of them, I think. It's a lot.
And that's just one move. This guy's Arsenal is just incredible. I love this match. And after seeing how many matches have we had now of 2 with Yota Tsuji in this tournament. I like tournament Tsuji.
Yeah.
Holy shit. He's really fucking good. Because what was that match? Jeff Cobb? Oh my god. A lot of people are saying that might be my favorite match to this point.
Maybe. Maybe.
Well, I love the El Phantasmo match too. So, common denominator, he's in both of them, and you know, I mean, yeah, I
When
want to see
he's
more.
like when Suji's late in these matches, right? That's like the magic time, right? We've always talked about it. That's when they're in their like fifth gear and they're just pulling everything they've gone as deep as they can. He is a star at that time. Like it's obvious, like he's shining at those moments. Like he is digging deep and pulling stuff out that's like amazing. And the fact that he has developed a single move, a stomp into like 20 fucking things that he can do from all over the place. I mean, that's kind of unique.
Yeah, I feel like his offense is probably the most unique out of maybe all the returning young lions.
Yeah.
It's it's just different to a lot of things I've seen. It's kind of hard to describe. It's like strong style lucha libre, I guess.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
heavyweight lucha guy. That's like the deal. It's like you said, strong style lucha. I mean, I love it, and it's really
yeah.
fun to finally get him to we haven't really seen him other than in the G1 do a bunch of singles matches right in a row. And think about that too. We'll talk about exhaustion on the next night quite a bit because on this night, can't fucking tell anybody's tired. So
No, we can't. But here it is. It's main event time. It is a Zack Sabre Jr. and a Ren Narita. And all right. So this was something I said early on. You were talking about surprises in first rounds of the New Japan Cup and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought, I don't think, I know it's technically the second round, but it's the first round for Zack Sabre Jr., so shut up. But I just had a feeling that Zack Sabre Jr. was not winning. And it turns out I was right. Now, Zack Sabre Jr., Zack Sabre, for once, I was right. But Zack Sabre Jr. is saying, like, oh, I was in Suzuki Gun for 7 years. Like, I know what the fuck to do with all these cheaters who cheat. And I'm like, yeah, I do too. Hey, Shane Haste. Hey, Kosai Fujita. Hey, Robbie Eagles. Hey, all the young lions and stuff. Get your fucking asses out here. House of Torch is coming down. Instead, he just brings out Mikey Nichols. And I'm like, fucking dude, do you want to win this match? Like, what are you doing? This is just like, it's like, it's all you got. The mighty don't kneel, yeah, but they're going to fucking lay down a lot when the House of Torch starts beating the shit out of them.
That's good.
So they do give us I'm wondering why House of Torture waited so long. They could have just took these two out nice and easy, but I guess they want to give fans an actual semblance of a match before everything happens. But it's pretty good. We got Heel Narita versus Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. is just trying to twist him up, and Ren Narita is just doing every piece of shit heel thing he can to get out of it and fuck Zack Sabre Jr. up. But House of Torture, they come out, they do House of Torture stuff, and unlike other times where you just like got a whole bunch of dudes that can go and take you out and carry you out, it's just Mad Mikey there. I'm just like, come on, man. It's not like you're 8 foot or something. Like, get out of here. So they beat the shit out of him and Zack Sabre Jr. and push up bra, double cross, and I'm all right with it. It's fine.
Wow.
Okay. These it was a good match. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't quite click with it. Maybe it's because I absolutely adored Tasmo versus Yota Tsuji, and a part of my brain was like, why wasn't that main event?
Because Zack Sabre Jr. wasn't in that match. That's why.
Yeah, that's true. But might have been a happier ending for the fans to go out on, and that. But that's me as a House of Torture fan as well. It was good, but wasn't my favorite of the House of Torture matches. Why am I down on this? I actually liked watching it. You ever watched a match, right? I don't know if you've had this experience, Mr. Guy. You've watched a match, you've got your notes on it, you got your thoughts on it, then it's time to record, and then as you're talking about it, it's just like, this is not what I was intending to come across as. Instead, I sound like I thought it was a bit mad, but
Yeah,
was
you've talked me out
entertaining
of
as a
stuff I
watch.
hated before, and you've talked me into hating other stuff, and I'm sure I've done the same for you, the same
Yeah,
service, But yeah,
fuck
this
you,
match is
Goto.
fantastic. This. I had to watch this match in like two pieces. I had to watch the second half and then go back and watch the first half just the way, and then I watched it all again. I liked it a lot. I mean, they did like Mexican surfboard and shit going
Yeah,
on. We
there's some
got like
great match shit in this, isn't there?
it's tons of that, and like Ren can do all that stuff. And he gets his face exploded at one point, so he's bleeding into his mouth, and it's all disgusting and awesome. I don't know. I thought this was a lot of fun. A little more, putting some respect on it, I guess. But
I did have fun. It's just like now I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, I really love this match, but this match was good.
well, Jack Perry did come out,
Yes,
with
it
them.
did.
You had been complaining that he wasn't coming out, but now he's
Look,
coming out.
if you're in the group, you're in the group. And if they all come out to wail on a motherfucker, you get your ass out there with them. Like
Well,
that's
he's out there.
that's now
So
your job. Yeah,
he listened last night, and then
he did.
That's how that works.
I'm sure Jack Perry is an avid supporter. Buy a T-shirt, then, you motherfucker. Like, what are you doing?
Man, wouldn't that be wild? Get a
You got that Jack
Never
Perry
Open
money. Give me
T-shirt
some.
on New Japan. We have had the podcast mentioned several times on New Japan television, but
Yes.
Anyway, Luke, Night 9 is at our favorite venue ever. It's like the best
Yes.
venue. Fuck the Tokyo Dome. It's where the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins play B-League basketball, and it's called Dolphins Arena. And I love this. But the show, like you said, how did you describe this show?
It's like it got a bit of a dark cloud hanging over it. And it starts with, so I think a lot of people know this by now. I guess most people listening to a niche Japanese wrestling podcast will probably have heard of this. But ex-New Japan Pro Wrestling tag champ Yoshi Yataka, he died at the age of 50. I think it was at an All Japan event. And the New Japan locker room are out. Tana and Makabe are in the ring. This photo, do the 10 bell salute thing. Yeah, I think this is the only time I feel bad, like, for heels. Like, because I'm sure, like, backstage, like, the heels would like to be out there with the faces to say goodbye to a wrestler or a friend or a colleague that has died. But because of the very nature of wrestling, that they're evil piece of shit, they're not, like, I didn't see House of Torture out there, did you?
No, I mean, do you remember though the one when Jay Briscoe died and they did that tribute? Like the heels kind of came out of the curtain just a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, just so you could see a few of them over there. And I mean, that is like the closest you really want to get to doing that.
Yeah,
where they're out there at the ring because
I understand.
Respect kayfabe, actually. So,
I understand that, and it's also distracting. Like, you don't want to be distracted by this evil piece of shit character while you're trying to listen to Bell Number 8. Like,
yeah, shows licking the spanner and making eyes at you, and you're like, listen, I'm trying to come on. Tanahashi's crying right there. Like, relax. So.
Dick Togo's just standing there, and suddenly, burn! Yeah. No, you can't do that.
Oh man.
So, all right, a somber note to begin the show, but a touching one. A nice little tribute to that wrestler. They even play his music and
very
all that
sad.
kind of stuff.
I think that death really hits wrestlers in the heart too, because the guy died like after a match. He was like having trouble in a match and like went to the back and passed away. You know what I mean? So it's like wrestling's scary as fuck, for real.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking, all right, that's a bit of a summer note, but it's time to watch the show. And then Abe's in the ring with his little notepad and clipboard, and I'm like, oh, shit. And the only fucking words I could make out for sure, Goto, but I hear very clearly early on David Finlay. I'm like, oh, no, what the fuck happened? And in typical New Japan style, we don't really know what the fuck happened, but he was rushed to hospital. And whilst there aren't a lot of details, so sorry, listeners, or viewers, you might even have more details as after this episode goes out. But apparently he's got vision problems, or something to do with his vision, and he's been looked at in hospital and shit. So it sounds serious. Serious to the point where New Japan was just like, yeah, we're pulling you from not only tonight's card, but you're out of the tournament. I have to assume he was winning. He got beating Goto. Like, he's good tag team, and it's Goto, so we don't need him to go too much further. But yeah, so we've had the tribute to the tag team wrestler Yoshi Yatakana. Fuck, I'm sorry, I don't know this gentleman. I feel really bad now. And then we had the double bad news of David Finlay, and I think like everyone in the crowd was just like, oh, just like, I'm not saying everyone was super amped for David Finlay versus Hiroki Goto, but you know, that's one less match they're getting, and everyone kind of knows it now, and all this kind of stuff. It's deflating, isn't it? So
sucks. Yeah. Remember when Ishimori got hurt in Best of Super Juniors? You know, I mean,
yeah,
it's like it always sucks when
somebody
Naito
that year.
Yeah, has to come out of the tournament because of injury, and because we don't know anything about it, it seems scary. You know, vision thing makes you think of head injury. You know what I mean? And that's scary shit. So you don't want that. And there's the added thing is that, you know, over his entire career, David Finlay has been one of the most snake bit pro wrestlers as far as injuries.
Fucking ever. Terrible, isn't it?
Like every time he gets some momentum, shoulder, you know, or whatever, you know, it's been a million things for him, and it's been really disappointing, and you really feel for the guy, you know. So,
and I've been loving this current run with him as leader of Bull Club. It's been great. And well, I'm talking like it's over. It's not, but hope not. Yeah, I hope it's nothing too serious. And
sure, hope it's nothing. I hope it's an illness and he's fine and he gets back on it. You know, it's like,
I hope he farted and he bumped his head and they were worried for like 5 hours and it's all over. But sadly, I don't think it's, you know, going to be something so trivial and stupid. But...
Right. And we're not, and by the way, unlike other podcasts, we're not going to make up shit about people's injury status and report it. So just saying. Oh man. So we don't know anything, and I hope he's okay.
Yeah. I think that's been like one of our consistent things here at the Never Open podcast. We don't know anything.
That's right.
All right, let's get this show started. We do begin with Katsuya Murashima, El Desperado, and Togi Makabe. This match makes me fucking mad, by the way. And Togi Makabe versus Shomakato, Yo, and Bolton Oleg. Makabe is too much of a pussy to take gut wrenches because he fucking gets out of it. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Makabe. Makabe even pisses me off by, like, what the fuck was this? He does a fucking 4-syllable laugh? Like, what is this? Ha, 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 ha. What? It's too late in your career to mix it up like that. And then Oleg pins motherfucking Katsuya Murashima. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wato. Save Desperado right now. Because not only is he tagging with motherfucking Togi Makabe, he's losing to a team that has 2 young lions in it and fucking Yo. What are you doing? You know why this is happening to poor Desperado and why this all looks so fucking weird and why he looks out of place? It's because we need Wato to be there with him to be like, hey man, it's cool to be part of the Dorks.
Yeah.
But he's not. So he just looks like a dork that doesn't fit in with the other dorks. And Oleg, I'm not against him winning, but like Despy and Makabe are right there.
He won with "You can't."
You can't escape. But not the flippy bit, but just the
you can't.
Yeah. So yes, I'm not mad, but I'm just like, come on, man, what are you doing with Despy?
Yeah,
put a bit of stank in the show. Come on, man.
It was fine, you know. I mean, I didn't have anything against that match necessarily. But next we have Ishii, Tonga Loa, and Taguchi versus the Great Okan on the Cobb and Akira. And Taguchi is in sunglasses wearing young lion gear, and I guess he's the genius of the dropkick again or something like that. So I hear Walker Texas Stewart call Great Okan GOK. And I guess he does have a movie coming out, so there's some kind of heat with Tonga Loa about a movie or something.
You got heat with me, Walker Stewart. Don't fucking bring up a movie featuring a wrestler I love, and they're not tell me what the goddamn motherfucking movie is. I want to know what the movie is.
He may not be allowed to say what the movie is because they haven't paid for advertising on New Japan.
By the way, I one of us might mention it later. I'll mention it now. There's various points of this show that make me feel like, oh, I never really thought about that before. Is Chris producing them?
You think he's in their ear?
They make it seem like Gino makes a couple of allusions. It's like, oh, Chris isn't gonna like that. He's gonna tell me off from here. There's a couple of comments like that. I'm like,
he may be sending them texts during the show. I think that's the most likely thing happening. Like, hey, this, that, and the other. But yeah, that could be the case. I mean, I don't like it. Don't produce Gino. Maybe yes, actually a good thing. I don't know. Anyway, so this match.
Sorry, and we don't mention it yet. Gino's got hiccups for like the first 45 minutes of this show or something like that.
That's unfortunate. When you're a kid, hiccups are funny. When you're you turn like 23, 24, they're extremely painful. It's like, oh, intense pain. It's not funny. So I don't understand it. It's so weird. But anyway, so for some reason, Tonga Loa is mad at Great Khan for having a movie or something. So Great Khan bites him and sits on his head. And
it's worse than that.
Is it? Okay.
Tonga Loa beat him. So they're going to have a feud now.
Oh, right. For the King of Pro Wrestling Championship. Well, didn't they? All right. Yeah. Wasn't there like, I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, Ishii kills everybody. He even suplexes Cobb, and Cobb hits an ass attack. It's a lot of fun. Taguchi goes on a tour, though, which is also fun. But that's funny. He's like, I'm going back to my basics and going back to his old gear. And fucking loses.
Yeah, I love that too. In fact, it might have been a little funnier for me if Jeff Cobb had just put him in a brab and just beat him that
one. That's a bridge too far, man.
Yeah, so the commentators keep mentioning it too. That Tonga Loa and Great Khan, dude. I don't want it, but a part of me really wants it because that's going to be fucking hilarious.
It might be fun.
You know what I mean?
It might be fun.
Like, what the fuck is what's he going to come up with, Mr. Tonga Loa? I want to know what his step is.
I hope it's something to do with fitness again. Like Great Khan, that would be really fun. That kind of thing again. I know they did it before, but
all right. So next we have
the only good match on the show. Only great match, let's say maybe.
So we got Mikey Nichols and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Callum Newman and TJP. I love the story of this one. Doesn't matter if he's a heel or face. What is Zack Sabre Jr. after a major loss in a tournament or something like that? Pissed off. So he just fucking wails on Callum like he's a young boy. Just fucking destroys him. Taking me outside. Submission holds on him. Just twisting him up. Anything you do to fuck this guy up. And Callum has a part of his face is just like, it's not my fault, man. What? What the fuck? Poor dude's getting fucking tortured. In fact, this was my favorite shit in the match. There's some awesome stuff too with Mikey Nichols, and there's awesome stuff too with Zack Sabre Jr. and TJP. Man, that shit just fucking flows. Oh my god! But my favorite shit was just Callum and Zack Sabre Jr. It was just like really fast paced and fun, and everyone sees how fucking hard this 21-year-old dude's working, and you just know Zack Sabre Jr. is going to torture this poor boy, and he does. Callum Newman taps, and man, this like the previous night with Mikey, and tonight, like everyone's just like, Callum, come on, man, get it, get your revenge, get it. And he even gets a few near falls happening here in this match too, and everyone's just fucking going bananas. So like, whatever they're doing with Callum, it's working. In fact, I feel like New Japan is the only company I've ever seen to be like, yeah, your job's to lose every week. Okay. 2 or 3 months later. By the way, you're also over. How? Because everyone wants to see you win. Really? Yeah. I don't see that in other wrestling promotions because they're like, I don't know, it's just like, yeah, this guy's on a losing streak, and then they make him seem like a big loser or something.
And then after he wins, they don't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
So, well, we already pushed him. We can't push him anymore. It's like, that's how it
Well,
always
he's got his win, so
yeah.
look, someone can win like twice.
Oh man, yeah, I really like this match a lot. The Cal Newman, man, it doesn't hurt watching him lose when Zack Sabre Jr. makes him look so awesome.
Oh yeah, exactly right.
So I did what I didn't like was TJP trash talking Zack Sabre Jr. after the match. I am gonna do the match with you, but you're the junior tag champ. Why can't you be junior tag champ guy anymore?
Yeah, I'm like, see, Catch-22 was hot. A hot little tag team. And he seems to just want to fucking fuck that off and go do other stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? If you get a really good meal ticket in wrestling, don't you want to fucking ride that wave and make the fucking cheddar monies? What's going on?
I'm not mad if it leads to Akira singles, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
that's
at the
true.
same time, it's like I don't really want TJP singles. So anyway, next match we have is Yano, ELP, Hikuleo, and Jado versus Kenta, Gabe Kidd, Chase Owens, and Ishimori. Everybody fights all over the place. And then Yano thinks he has things sewn up. But I don't know what that means. Oh, he thinks he has everything sewn up. He thinks he's got the whole match won, but he turns around and Bullet Club's behind him. And it's like, man, like Doki just did that spot. Fuck you, bro. But anyway, they beat his ass, and it's really good. Like GOD worked pretty well as a tag team in this match, kind of like helping each other, get the offenses in and stuff. And ELP wants Ishimori to tag in and even whips Gabe Kidd like into the corner so that he can tag him. And Ishimori won't tag him in, but as soon as Gabe Kidd's on top, he tags in and starts beating up on ELP. Yeah.
Ishimori is amazing.
I love that, man. That was really fun. So once he thinks it's safe, he's in there. But then he gets murdered by GOD. Like they all kill him, but they're idiots though. They leave the winning to Jado, who gets rolled up by Ishimori. Why?
That's the thing about New Japan tag logic. Like, you watch enough of these shows, you know the flow, and you know who is the most pinnable, who isn't. You get all that. All right, it's the end of the match. I could win this right now. Tag to Jado. Tag to Gato. Tag to Dick Togo.
Tag to the young lion that's on fire going, come on, please. And the crowd's like, do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's a tradition at this point, isn't it? So, it's just one of those New Japan wrestleisms that I guess we take for granted.
I think the idea is that the baby faces are like, it's not that they want to tag him in because they think he's going to win. They're willing to sacrifice a loss if it means the chance that the fall guy gets the win. I guess that's the idea,
Yeah. All right, everyone. I like this match. Next, it's Shota Umino and Yoshihashi versus Yuya Uemura and Taichi. Why do I like this? Great in ring, but there's some interesting story stuff going on here. So yes, we've been talking ad nauseum. Bishamon, they're going to go for the tag titles, and they've both beaten both members of Bullet Club that have the tag titles. Well, you made this offhand remark an episode or two ago, or maybe both of them, where you're saying they've got no one else. And I was thinking, like, right. They went from having quite a few ready-made tag teams to having, like, War Dogs. Alex is out, and various other, like, Haste seems to be out. Like, we're missing tag teams. So we need something more than just maybe Bishamon and the Bullet Club guys again. Something to make this seem a little bit more fresh and inject some fucking young blood into this. So this match is really fucking cool. And it's funny to me how, like, when I see Yoshihashi wrestling Yuya Uemura, I don't see Yuya Uemura as the underdog because I've been watching Yoshihashi for years and he is the underdog for me. And when the commentary, Gino and Walker, they're painting this kind of story about what Yuya wants. I'm like, and as I'm watching this, I'm like, you should pin Yoshihashi then. Yeah, let's do this. And then I'm like, does that also get Taichi into some kind of title picture thing with Yuya?
I hope so, man.
I'm into that. That's not a duo we've seen tag together a lot, but they're working hard together in just 5 guys. Yeah, I'm in. So it does happen. Yuya Uemura, he hits his fucking move. 1, 2, 3. He pins Yoshihashi. This is also one of the first meetings of Yuya Uemura and Shota Umino on either side of the ring against each other. So that's another blast of fucking fresh right here. Let's not gloss over the weirdness, by the way, of Shota Umino tagging with Yoshihashi. That feels fucking bizarre to me. But this was a great fun match. It's building a story that I didn't expect because you and I were just like, oh, it's Bishop, it's Chaos and Bullet Club. Okay. Well, now it's Chaos, Bullet Club, and just 5 guys. And I know what team I want to win. It's the one with Taichi on it, obvious. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this. It's cool.
This match is fantastic. Chumpy was the ref, of course, so that really helped. But I liked how Shota Umino and Yuya kind of monopolized the match for the first half of it. And then something else we haven't seen much of. Taichi versus Shota Umino. That was fantastic. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's pretty awesome. And if we get okay, so if you remember, there was a tremendous feud. Now, we remember it as LIJ versus Techers, but it wasn't. It was LIJ versus Fisherman versus Techers. That was the feud, right? And so they would all feud with each other and have these 3-way matches. I think one of them was at Jingo Stadium, I think maybe.
I think you're right,
yeah. But anyway, it was at a baseball stadium, I think. But these matches, that was a way for Fisherman to be interesting. And that's kind of something that New Japan's been pretty good at. And this is the first time that they've kind of failed at it with the Bullet Club guys or whatever. That's been a little boring, but it looks like that we're going to maybe get that 3-way, feud again. It'll be Fisherman, it'll be Bullet Club, and it'll be Yuya and Taichi. That would be pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I'm in. I guess I felt the way a lot of fans did. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this match, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't excite my bones. Man, I would have made... You know what excited my bones a lot more? Imagine if it was Gabriel Kidd and Kenta as the tag champs.
Wow.
God damn.
Yeah, that'd be
I've just improved the fucking story. But... shit, I would have been so happy with it. I wouldn't have been mad if we didn't get the Just 5 Guys stuff because I'm really hot on Kidd. But this is the added good stank that we get. Extra stank cherry on the awesome cake. I mean, it gives Taichi something cool to do with Yu Uemura, so we get to see their dynamic play out a little more. And we'll probably get to see, hopefully, Bishamon and Bullet Club lose. Because I don't know about you, man, but you put just 5 guys in a feud, and probably just 5 guys.
Just 5 guys need more accolades too. They had the title, right? They had the title, right? Now, then they have the King of Pro Wrestling title. Haven't had anything for a while. It's time. It's time to give them some stuff. So hopefully they'll win, and it'll be fun. But anyway, all right. Next week,
Best of Super Juniors. Best of Super Juniors.
What's that?
They did accolades. Best of the Super Juniors.
Oh, sure. Taka, he's going to take it all this year. I can't wait.
Thank you, motherfucker.
Next week, we have Hot versus Lidge. And the crowd is so happy that Naito's finally here. They really didn't care about any of this other shit. And I'm like, man, poor Marty. He's going to get killed in this match. But he doesn't. It's amazing. So anyway, I guess he does a little bit. But Evil avoids Shingo, right? Because that's the preview match here. And of course, until he has the advantage, much like Ishimori did earlier. House of Torture and LIJ, they just play the hits. And House of Torture cheat. They beat up Hiromu for a long time. He comes back, of course, after being, after being teased a bunch of times. Yeah. And Naito finally gets the hot tag, right? And everybody's working light with Naito. And Naito gets a Canadian low blow on Evil, and Gino yells at Walker, "Where are your morals now?" It's so funny, man. So late in the match, we get some preview stuff from Suji and Ren cheats and karate chop to his dick of Suji, and Suji foils more cheating and blasts Yujiro right out of his plastic jeans and for the pinfall victory. And after the match, House of Torture they beat up Shingo, and then LIJ save him before Evil can break his arm, which Gino is cheering for, saying "break it," which is funny. And Marty gets really mad at Evil for low blowing everyone after the match.
Oh my god, good time. And yes, is there a sense in New Japan maybe? Or am I just like I'm imagining my head canon? It's just like everyone's backstage like, no one hurt Naito too bad. We're gonna need him to sell some buildings out.
You got kicks that are like that, it's like, I get it, man. I'm not mad at you. And you don't want to be the person to hurt him. I mean, especially with Show injured and now Finley, it's like, fuck.
We need Naito, especially when like President Tana is probably going to take a little bit of a step back because presidential duties and shit like that. What else? Carter's gone. Yeah, some of your big draws are gone. So, but while we build our other draws, let's keep Naito nice and healthy, please. Whilst simultaneously giving him that long run he deserves. I'm worried about him in G1 season, but just fine, dude. Where's my opera version? Anyway, here it is. It's main event time. It is Sonata versus Jack Perry. Talk about in the deep end. You think like, oh, I'm in the semi-main, it'll be fine. I'm in the main event. I like this match. I've got actually a lot of this match. The show was sort of fun to watch. Like it was fun to watch, but like I had Wilma on me and she wouldn't get off, so I had to.
Your dog, Wilma?
Yeah, every time I pricked my neck, she was like, with her paw. It's like, all right, I'm patting you. Like, just let me watch it. Yeah. Anyway, she was adorable. So this turns out to be the main event. So it's probably a longer match than both men anticipated as well. And that might be why it has a bit of a slow pace to start off with. But I enjoy it. We got choking with Jack Perry choking Sonata with the mic cord, then exposing the floor on the outside.
What about the promo? Like Jack Perry cuts a promo, on Sonata and beats him up with a microphone.
Oh, that's right. That's how we kind of. That's how.
They wrestled at Forbidden Door. Like, this is a revenge for Jack Perry. He lost to Sonata at Forbidden Door. Sonata said in the press, I don't even know who this guy is that I'm wrestling. So Jack Perry's like, you don't know who the fuck I am? You're about to find out. Bow! Hits him with a fucking microphone.
That's right. So
it's awesome.
I was going to mention story stuff because, like, I feel like this match, the first time they wrestled, it happened. It's fine. But this time, this is the beginning of like, all right, Jack Perry now has his white whale. He's got his nemesis now. And it's fucking Sonata. So now, even though he's this douchebag heel, he's got something to kind of chase. He's got something to kind of work towards now. And it's like getting one up on that motherfucking guy from Just Five Guys. And I like that. I really like that. Like, every wrestler should have their nemesis. It kind of tickled me that Jay White's nemesis, the one that just kind of just always whooped his ass, wasn't Okada, wasn't Tanahashi, wasn't Omega. It was motherfucking Ishii. As soon as Ishii walked in with him, I was just like, no, please, no. And I love Ishii, and it's one of the rare times I'm like, lose, you bitch, but he doesn't. So it's kind of like that. You need to set up a story for this guy and something to work towards. And now he's been ass whooped by Sonata twice. Once doing it the face way, and then this time where he's got all the advantages of House of Torture. So, it's this Jack Perry learning he's got a lot to learn before he can finally fucking just destroy this guy. And he's not going to care if he does it with like low blows or exposing the. Yeah, so he does cut a promo. You're going to know who I am. Chokes him with the cord. Exposes the floor on the outside, and you kind of forget about that for a while. And then Sonata eventually takes a fucking gnarly bump on the exposed floor, which is pretty cool. You get no, it's House of. This is another thing I like. No other faction has everybody's back like this group. No other faction. They're gonna help fucking Yujiro win matches. Why? Who cares? But that's part of why this group works for me. I just remember having fun. Like, it's a tournament where it's not evil focused, and he's the leader, but he's evil coming out to help show and all this kind of stuff. So, man, it's the only group where absolutely everyone has everyone's backs the entire time. You get a feeling that there's a pecking order in the group, but sure, it is what it is.
They're not scared to get an ass whooping to help each other at all. Like, that's what
No,
they're all about. Like, oh, you want to beat my ass? That's fine. My other guy will get you. You know,
that's
there's
right.
too many of them.
So yeah, eventually though, like the Just Five guys take out the House of Torture guys, and Sonata, he's able to pull out another victory on Jack Perry. I think he wins with a Connor roll.
Yeah. So
and
that
just,
leaves the
gonna
door open a little bit there.
door open for more. Yeah. So I don't know why this match been particularly hit for me more than maybe the Ren Narita match the previous night, even though that wasn't a bad match at all. But I don't know. I was just kind of, I don't know. I'm just really invested in this side of the House of Torture things, I guess. So I really like this match. For two guys who didn't expect to be in the main event, I was thoroughly entertained, and I had a great time.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. You know what I mean? I was kind of bummed that we weren't getting the other match, but not like, oh, I'm sad we're not getting more wrestling. I'm just sad that we didn't get that satisfaction of seeing
See Goto lose.
in every match. You know, you kind of want to see all the matches, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a simple thing like that. But Walker, Texas Stewart had a couple pretty great calls in this match. Like, for example, you know, Jack Perry hits that like draping DDT onto the exposed floor, and Walker calls it a skull ending move.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
There you go.
I like that, you know, and also they did the like you know, chop the PP thing again, and Walker rightly stated not twice in one night. And yeah, that's like, I mean, for real, like not twice in one night. Shouldn't do that twice in one night at all. And they did it, but I thought that was fun, and there was a really cool like false finish here. Sonata like kicks out like 2.9999. So Sonata was in there. He was trying to make this awesome, you know, and
he took the glass jaw kick, and it was a bit of a slow cover, I think, and just barely rolls the shoulder up.
That was a great spot, you know, and I was really sad at the end. I was like, oh, cool, just five guys. They're going to celebrate. He's going to take pants off, flip, all that shit, right? But Goto comes out and interrupts, and he grabs the mic and he starts talking, but all I hear is like, you know, on Charlie Brown when the like adults talk, it's like wah 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 wah. That's all I hear when he says words. So I don't know what he said, but I'm assuming he was like, I am gonna beat you.
I'm gonna lose.
Jerk.
Yeah. I think we might have been getting a rematch from the previous year's final, wouldn't it? Was it David Finlay versus Sonata? I feel like that's where we would have been heading. Goto.
Yeah.
How the fuck? Look at this motherfucker. Everyone on the fucking cards are like, oh man, I've been wrestling fucking all these matches. I'm fucking Goto's like, buy first round, win one match, fucking buy the next round. I've only had to wrestle one match, bitches.
He's just floating through this tournament, huh?
He is. It's not his fault, but he is.
Maybe it's not a coincidence, you know. Maybe he's, you know, he's Nancy Kerrigan and people and shit like that.
Oh my god! Look, my kids want to see me be the champion. New Japan's never going to do it.
That's how he joins House of Torture. As it turns out, he's been taking all these people out and stuff.
What he doesn't realize, he's in the wrong company to be a world champion. They're called Noah, and they'll gladly sign you right now. Mr. Andy will be happy to see you sign there.
Yeah, because they'll beat the shit out of him, and he'll be a young buck there. You know, like, oh, you gotta prove yourself before we even think about putting you in the main event. But Luke, we got the quarterfinals are the next show, right? So that's Sunday, March 17th, and it's Tsuji versus Ren Narita and Shingo versus Evil, and 1,000 tag matches. like 1,000.
Yeah. But we might get some story progression-y stuff on some of these tag matches
We
too.
should. Tenzon's back.
Dude,
That's
they're not
cool.
gonna, like, you say this, but there's 3 more shows. So does that
Yeah.
mean, oh no, does that mean they're only having 1 tournament match on each of the shows, or they're gonna have 2? No, they got 2. All right, cool. Hey, fuck.
Okay. Well, they're gonna run out of tournament matches at one point, but we're down
Yeah.
to 8 people, right? So then the next night will be the other quarterfinals, then we'll have the finals, and then we'll be all done with another year of New Japan Cup.
Really? I thought we had fucking 4 people left. Is my brain stupid? Like Sonata.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're right. We do
And
have
because it's Sonata and Goto, and then it's Yoda, Tsuji, and Evil. They're the only 4 people left in the tournament.
I was just being hopeful that
Yeah.
there was more wrestling. Yeah, it's almost over. So
There is more wrestling, man. You do like tag matches, right?
yeah, well, we're gonna get 6 of them. So, yeah, so that's Sunday night. Then Monday night will be, I guess, the finals. So there's only 2 shows left. Is that right? But what's this show on the 20th? That's not.
Yeah, that's what's confusing my brain. I just
Yeah.
it wasn't like, I think Mr. Andy's wrong. I was like, wait a minute, but there's 3 shows. So how are they I don't.
I don't know, but it does say that show also has a match booked for the 20th. Yo versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Who will Luke be rooting for in that? I mean, you hate Yo, but you really hate Kanemaru.
Yeah, but I love to hate Kanemaru.
Yeah,
He's like
torture.
a absolute prick, son of a bitch. It's every time I use words like that, they're all terms of endearment for Mr. Kanemaru. I assure you. But yes, of course, I'm going for Kanemaru, and of course, Yo's winning. You're like, because they're going to try and set up the show match. I'm fine. It's all right. Got to do the show Yo thing again eventually, but
yeah, well, maybe not. Yeah, probably right. Anyway, yeah, this is a way for Yo to get a win, and then Show is gonna deny him a match, and then he'll eventually get the match. It's Kurt Genis. A lot of these stories are shaping up here, Luke, and I guess that's what we're probably gonna get is on this next show. Like you said, some storyline progression, maybe a little more solidification of the Taichi Yuya Uemura story. That'd be cool. Maybe a few other things. We'll see.
I'm still waiting to find out the most important thing that I always need to know in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And who's wrestling for the Never Gold? Like, who's next? Who's next for that? So, Yoda Tsuji wins,
right?
No,
it will be. Well, Shingo and Evil are about to wrestle. So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're about to wrestle not for the title. They're wrestling in the New Japan Cup. That's the main event of tomorrow's show. So it's Tsuji versus Ren Narita, Shingo versus Evil. I was just saying that maybe, just like what's happened a lot of times, that Evil will lose to Shingo, and then he'll have to give Shingo a title match.
Shingo's out.
What?
Is he?
No, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Oh, okay. So I'm... All right, 2 guys here, Luke. 2 guys here. 2 guys here. 2 guys here. Okay.
Are you looking at it's confusing. On the bracket, they have some guys' names in white, and you think, oh, that guy's still in. But it's not that way. You just have to follow the little line. So I was just looking at the schedule. It's confusing. It confused me at first, too.
Professionalism is my job, everyone.
Luke, we're both dumb.
Yeah, that's right. I'm glad we saved
dumb.
If you had half the brain that I have, you'd be half the man that I am.
It's got it. Yes.
I love that promo so much. Thank you, Sid. You're a gem. All right. I'm glad we saved the dumb for the end. I hope. Probably not. But yeah, so we got a few shows left. It's been a blast. I get to record 2 days in a row, and I hadn't been able to do anything most of the week because I had gastroenteritis, and it sucks balls. And I guess we got to trust someone. I guess who's going to be Tetsuya Naito. Why not? We trust. Yeah, he's good.